This is number 5 on the Chapter 11, Part 2 review, exam review. And number 5 is asking us to write an approximation for things that we may or may not have memorized. Certainly this first one, sine, we should have memorized. And they're wanting us to go to the 7th degree. So for sine, if we're just going to the 7th degree, remember sine is the odds. So it's going to look like this. And then we're being asked to approximate what sine of 2 is. And so we're just going to plug a 2 in for the x's here. Now I believe some simplification was going on here. If I look, that's a 2 to the 5, not a 25. If I looked at the answer on the key provided, and you just have to decide how much you want to do and if you want to check what's going on with how that's simplified and making sure you have it. On part B, I don't have memorized tan inverse. There's a couple ways to do it. I think I'm finding that the way that makes the most sense to me right now is to remind myself what the polynomial is for 1 over 1 plus x squared, which is 1 over 1 minus negative x squared, which is negative x squared to the n, if we use that geometric formula, which they probably will be easiest for me when I'm going to take the antiderivative here in a second to write it this way. Okay, so the reason I'm going to take the antiderivative for this is if I do that, take the antiderivative here, that's going to become tan inverse. Okay, so I think tan inverse then, and let's see, I'm only going to the 5th. Well, it might be helpful. I can't decide if I just want to take the antiderivative here, if I just rather write a few terms. So I think I'll just take the antiderivative from here. The negative 1 to the n is constant, so it's really this thing, this x to the 2n that I need to take the antiderivative for. So that's tan inverse. And let's see, we'll want a 5th order. So let's just go ahead and write a few terms here. So when we plug in a 0, we're going to get a positive. We're going to get x to the 1 and a 1 on the bottom. And then when we plug a 1 in, we're going to get a subtract. And then this is going to become x to the 3 over 3. We're going to 5 here. So my guess is next one is positive, x to the 5 over 5. And then they're just asking us to plug a 1 into that. So our answer should be 1 minus 1/3 plus 1/5. And again, they may or may not simplify on the multiple choice there. Okay, so a couple tricks on this one. I am going to do the table here because I don't have natural log memorized. The other thing is that I'm trying to get a result of 3 in here. I'm going to have to plug in a 2 when I plug the number into the polynomial. So this is centered about 0. And let's see, we're going 4th order. Okay, so we have to go 1 to n is 4. I'll wait for that 3rd column here in just a second. I'll put that. Hopefully there's enough space here. So we're talking about natural log of 1 plus x. Derivative would be 1 over 1 plus x, which to me makes more sense to put it in its exponent form, or power form, so I can do power rule. So this one's going to become negative 1 plus x to the negative 2. This one will become positive 2, 1 plus x to the negative 3, and then finally negative 6 to the negative 4. Okay, so now we're plugging zeros into all of those. So natural log of 1 is 0. This is just going to be 1. This will be negative 1, 2, and negative 6. Okay, so the polynomial for this is going to be, well, there's no 0th term, so let's start with the x to the 1 term. It's just a 1, x to the 1 over 1 factorial minus x squared over 2 factorial plus 2x cubed over 3 factorial minus 6x to the 4th over 4 factorial. And on this, what normally happens if you have it memorized, these fractions simplify down quite nicely because the 2 and then the 2 that's in 3 times 2 times 1 would cancel, and then 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, so the 3 and the 2 would cancel with that 6. So a lot of times you'll see this one written as x minus x squared over 2 plus x cubed over 3 minus x to the 4 over 4. So that's why the factorials sort of go away. Now again, remember we're plugging in that x is 2 here. So 2 minus 2 squared, they probably have that being a 4, and then they might actually say, oh, well, that's 0. And then we'd have 8 over 3 minus 16 over 4. And again, some simplification of that might be part of the multiple choice.